second. Bottom of the seventh. 2 balls, no strikes. Roughing checks the runner on second. Gets the sign from Dickie. Roughing stretches. Roughing pitches. Caught the inside corner. Strike 1. Atta baby. 1 out. Man on second. Bottom of the seventh. 2 balls, 1 strike. Roughing checks the runner on second. Gets the sign from Dickie. Roughing stretches. Roughing pitches. Low and outside. Ball 3. Come on, Red. Make him a hitter. In there all the time, Red.
Hey, please. My head is splitting. I told that boy 109 times. Eugene, stop banging the wall.
In a minute, Ma. It's for the World Series. 1 out. Man on second. Bottom of the seventh. 2 balls, 1 strike. Roughing stretches. Roughing pitches. High and outside. Ball 3. And JoJo Moore walks as Mellock comes up to the plate.
Can't he do that someplace else? I'll break his arm. That's where he'll do it. Eugene, I'm not going to tell you again.
It's the last batter, Ma. Mellock is up. It's a crucial moment in World Series history.
Your Aunt Blanche has a splitting headache.
I don't want him to stop playing. It's just the banging. He always does it when I'm studying. I have a big history test tomorrow.
1 pitch. I think I can get him to pop up, Ma. I think I have my stuff today.
Your father will give you plenty of stuff when he gets home.
All right, all right.
I want you inside now. Put out the water glasses.
I can do that.
Why? Is his arm broken? And I don't want any back talk. Do you hear me?
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Today's game will have to be delayed because of my Aunt Blanche's headache.
Blanche, that's enough sewing for today. That's all I need is for you to go blind.
I just want to reach this edge. Lori, darling, help me on Kate with the dishes. 2 more pages, all right, Mom? I have to finish the Macedonian Wars.
Always studying that one. She's going to have some head on her shoulders one day. Eugene!
I'm coming.
And wash your hands.
They're clean. I'm wearing a glove. I hate my name. Eugene Morris Jerome. It's the 2nd worst name ever given to a male child. The 1st worst is Haskell Fleshman. How am I ever going to play for the Yankees with a name like Eugene Morris Jerome? You gotta be a Joe, or Tony, or Frankie. Oh, if only I was born Italian. All the best Yankees are Italian. My mother makes spaghetti with ketchup. What chance do I have?
All right, darling, don't get up too quickly.
Eugene!
What?
How many times have I told you not to leave your things around the house?
109.
What?
You said yesterday I told you 109 times not to leave your things lying around the house.
Don't be fresh to your mother, Jean.
Was I fresh? I swear to God, that's what you told me yesterday. You know, one day I'm going to put this all down in a book or a play or something. I'm going to be a writer, just like Ring Lardner. That's if things don't work out with the Yankees. Possibly the Red Sox. Maybe even the Tigers. Or the Cubs. If I get down to the St. Louis Browns, then I'll definitely be a writer.
Mom, can I have a glass of lemonade? Just spoil your dinner, darling.
A small glass, it couldn't hurt her.
All right, in a minute, Angel.
I'll get it. I'm going in the kitchen anyway.
She gets all this special treatment because the doctors say she's got a kind of flutter in her heart. I got hit in the back of the skull with a baseball and saw 2 of everything for a week. And I still had to carry home a block of ice every afternoon. Girls are treated like queens. Hey, maybe that's what I should have been born. An Italian girl.
A roller skate on my kitchen floor. Do you want me dead? Is that what you want?
I didn't leave that there.
No? Then who? Lori, Aunt Blanche? Have you ever seen any one of them on skates? Take this. Come here!
Don't hit me, I have a concussion.
What would you tell your father if I was lying dead on the kitchen floor?
I'd say, don't go in the kitchen, Pop.
Take this upstairs and don't come down with dirty hands.
You know why I want to write all this down? In case I grow up to be all warped and twisted. The world will know why.
He's a boy. He's young. You should be glad that he's young and healthy. Before the doctors found out what Lori had, she was the same way.
Never. Girls are different. When you and I were young, we kept the house spotless. It was Ben and Ezra who drove Mama crazy. I've always been like that. Just like Mama. I have to have things clean. The day they left the house in Russia, she cleaned it from top to bottom, and she said, no matter what the dirty cossacks did to us, They would have respect for the Jews when they broke into her house.
Who are the Cossacks?
The same filthy bunch who live across the street. You mean the Murphys? All of them.
The Murphys are Russian?
The mother's very nice. She's been very sweet to me.
Her windows are so filthy, I thought she had black curtains hanging inside.
I've been in her house. It was very neat. No one could be as clean as you.
What business did you have in their house?
She invited me to tea.
To meet that drunken son of hers?
No, just the two of us.
I'm living here for 7 years. Not once has she invited me for tea because she knows your situation. I know their kind. Remember what Mama used to say? Stay on your own side of the street because that's what they have gutters for.
That's what they have gutters for.
Good, isn't it?
If my mother knew I was writing all this down, she'd stuff me like one of the chickens. I better explain what she meant by Aunt Blanche's situation. You see, 6 years ago, her husband, Uncle Dave, he died from this thing. They never say the word. It was cancer. I think they're afraid if they say it out loud, God will hear them and say, I heard that. You said the dread disease. Just for that, I smite you down with it. Anyway, there are things that grown-ups just don't discuss. For example, my grandfather, he died from diphtheria. Anyway, when Uncle Dave died, he left my Aunt Blanche no money, not even insurance. And my Aunt Blanche, she has asthma. So my kind-hearted mother insisted we take her and her 2 daughters in to live with us. My father thought it would be just temporary, but it's been 3.5 years now. And because of Aunt Blanche's situation, my father's developing high blood pressure.
Have some more lemonade. Thank you, Aunt Kate.
Drink it slowly.
I am. Blanche, that's enough already. Since 7 o'clock this morning.
I was just stopping.
You're gonna sew your fingers together.
It's getting dark anyway. I think I need new glasses.
Our teacher said you should change them every 2 years.
Would it kill you to put the light on?
I don't need to run up electricity bills. I owe you and Jack enough as it is.
Have I asked you for anything? Do you see anyone starving around here? If I go hungry, you'll give me something from your plate.
Hey, I'm going to pay you and Jack back someday. I don't know when, but I keep my word.
From your lips to the Irish sweepstakes. Go in the kitchen and taste the soup. Tell me if it needs some salt.
Should I put out the water glasses or is Eugene going to do it?
Eugene, I'm not gonna tell you again. Just even after it's dark.
Because of her condition, I have to do twice as much work around here. Boy, if only I was with the Yankees, I'd be in St. Petersburg by now. Her sister Nora isn't too bad. At least she's not too bad to look at, if you know what I mean. In fact, this is the year I started noticing girls that weren't too bad to look at. Nora started developing 6 months ago. I have the exact date written down in my diary.
Mom, Lori, and Kate, I have the most incredible news, everybody. You would not believe this whole day.
Hi, Nora.
Eugene, my sweet, adorable, handsome cousin, wait till I tell you what happened to me. I'm fainting. I'm absolutely fainting.
I felt her chest. She grabbed me. I felt my first chest.
You would not believe this whole day. What happened? Where's Mom? And Kate, I have to tell everybody. Everybody inside for big news.
What's all the excitement?
You're all red in the face. Sit down, Mom. I don't want you fainting on the floor.
Sit down,
Mom, sit down. You too, Aunt Kate. Okay. Is everybody ready? Stop dragging it out. The suspense is killing me.
Don't say things like that, Laura.
Can I hear what the girl has to say? Go ahead, darling.
Okay. Here goes. I'm going to be in a Broadway show. It's a musical called Abracadabra. This man, Mr. Beckman, he's a producer, came into our dancing class this afternoon and picked out only 3 girls. We have to audition for the dance director on Monday. But on the way out, he took me aside and said the job was as good as mine. We start rehearsing a week from Monday, and then it goes to Philadelphia, Wilmington, and Washington, and then it comes to New York the second week in December. There are 9 big musical numbers, and there's going to be a big tank on the stage that you can see through. And the big finale all takes place with the entire cast underwater. I mean, can you believe it? I'm going to be in a Broadway show, Mama!
What is she talking about?
Do I know? Am I her mother?
How can you be in a Broadway show? Don't you have to sing and act? I can sing. No, you can't. Little. No, you can't. I can carry a tune. No, you can't. Well, I probably won't have to. They're just looking for dancers. On Broadway, you have to sing and act. How would you know? You never saw a Broadway play.
Did you tell him how old you were?
He didn't ask.
You didn't ask if you were 16?
He just asked me to audition. My God, isn't anybody excited?
I am. It's the most exciting thing I ever heard.
Thanks, Eugene. I'm glad somebody's excited.
My God, I'll be sitting next to a showgirl.
How can you go to Philadelphia? What about school?
School? Mama, this is a Broadway show. This is what I want to do with my life. Algebra and English isn't going to help me on the stage.
Hard.
Oh, will you stay out of this?
You mean not finish high school, not get a diploma? Do you know how hard it is today for a girl to find a good job without a high school diploma?
But I've got a job, and I'll be making more than 10 girls with diplomas.
You don't have it yet. You still have to audition.
It's as good as mine. Mr. Beckman told me.
What if you should, God forbid, break a leg? Or grow heavy, how long do you think they're going to keep you? Dancing is for a few years, but a diploma is forever. I know, I never had one. I know how hard it is to find a decent job. Kate knows, tell her, Kate.
It's very hard.
Then why did you send me to dancing school for 3 years? Why do I spend 2 hours on the subway 4 days a week with money that you make going half blind over some broken sewing machine? Why, Mama?
Because it's my pleasure. Because I know how much you love it. Because you asked me.
Well, then I'm asking you something else. Let me do something for you now. I could be making almost $60 a week, maybe even more. And in 2 years, when I graduate from high school, I won't make that much with a college diploma.
I can't think now. It's too close to dinner. Your Uncle Jack will be home soon, and we'll discuss it later.
But I have to know now, Mama. I have to let Mr. Becky know if I can audition on Monday. Please let me audition. Please let me find out if they think I'm good enough. Please don't say no until Monday, please.
It was a tense moment for everybody. I love tense moments. Especially when I'm the one they're all tense about.
Well, God knows we could use the money. We all owe Aunt Kate and Uncle Jack enough as it is. But I think they have as much to say in this as I do. Kate, how do you feel about this?
Me? I never voted before in my life. Why should I start with my own family? I have to heat up the potatoes.
Well, then we'll leave it up to Uncle Jack. We'll let him make the decision.
Why, Mama? I love him, but he's not my father.
Because I need help, and I don't always know what's right to do. Because I say so, that's why.
Eugene M. Jerome of New York cast 1 vote for yes. What I'm about to tell you is so secret and private that I've left instructions for my memoirs not to be opened until 30 years after my death. You see, I, Eugene Morris Jerome, have committed a mortal sin by lusting after my cousin Nora. I can tell you all this because I'll be dead when you're reading it. If I had a choice between actually trying out with the New York Yankees and actually seeing Nora's bare breasts for 2.5 seconds, I'd have some serious thinking to do.
I need bread.
What?
Go to Greenblatt to get me some fresh rye bread.
I just went this morning.
So you'll go again this afternoon?
I'm always going to the store. When I grow up, it's all I'm going to be trained to do is go to the store.
You don't want to go? Never mind, I'll go.
Don't do that. I'll go.
And get a 1/4 pound of butter.
A 1/4 pound of butter? I just bought a 1/4 pound of butter this morning. Why don't you buy 1/2 pound at a time?
And suppose the house burnt down this afternoon? What do I need an extra 1/4 pound of butter for?
If my mother taught logic in high school, this would be some weird country.
So, what are you going to do? I don't know. Don't just sit there watching me.
It's my room as much as yours. I don't have to leave if I don't want to.
Do you have to stare at me? Can't I have any privacy?
I'm staring into space. I can't help it if your body interferes. I bet you're worried.
How would you feel if your entire life depended on what your Uncle Jack decided? God, I wish Daddy were alive.
He would have said no. He was really strict.
Not with me. I mean, he was strict, but he was fair. If he said no, he always gave you a good reason. He always talked for himself. I wish I could call him someplace now and ask him what to do. When 3-minute call to heaven is all I ask. Ask Mom. She talks to him every night. Who told you that?
She did. Every night before she goes to bed. She puts his picture on her pillow and talks to him. Then she pulls the blanket halfway up the picture and goes to sleep.
She does not.
She does too. Last year when I had the big fever, I slept with both of them. In the middle of the night, my face fell on his picture and cut my nose.
She never told me that. It's weird.
I can't remember him much anymore. I used to remember him real good, but now he disappears a little bit every day.
He was so handsome. He's always dressed so dapper and his shoes always shine. I always thought he should have been a movie star. Like Gary Cooper, only very short. But mostly I remember his pockets.
His pockets?
Yeah. When I was 6 or 7, he always brought me home a little surprise, like a Hershey or a toffee. He'd tell me to go and get it in his coat pocket. So I'd run to the closet and put my hand inside, and it felt all big, and I thought I wanted to crawl in there and go to sleep. There were all these terrific things in there, like spearmint lifesavers, and juicy fruit gum, and crumpled pieces of tobacco, and bits of cellophane, and movie stubs, and nickels, and pennies, and rubber bands, and paper clips, and those gray suede gloves that he wore in the wintertime.
With the 6 lines down the fingers, I remember.
Yeah, and then I went to get his coat in Mom's closet one day, and I put my hand in his pocket, and it was all emptied and dry cleaned, and it felt cold. And that's when I knew he was really dead. God, I wish we had our own place to live. I hate being a boarder. Listen, let's make a pact. The first one to make any money doesn't spend any on herself, so we can save it for a house, for you and me and Mom. That means we can't buy anything. No lipstick or nail polish or magazines. And no bubble gum. Nothing. Is it a pact?
What about the movies?
Movies too.
Starting when?
Starting today. Starting right now.
I wanted to see The Thin Man.
Who's in it?
William Powell and Myrna Loy.
Okay. Starting Sunday. I'll go with you Saturday.
Sit up, minute, tell him you wait for the step from center. The snow is coming down on the end with it. He gets it. He fades back. He's got it. Luckman's got his own pass. He's on the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. It's a touchdown, and Columbia wins. They defeat the mighty Crimson of Harvard 13-12. Listen to that crowd roar.
Dixie, stop that yelling. I've got a cake in the oven.
Hey, Yoshi. Hey, hi, Stan. My brother Stan, he's okay. You'll like him. What are you doing home so early?
Is Pop home yet?
No. Did you ask for the tickets?
What tickets?
The tickets for the Yankee game. You said you were going to ask your boss. You didn't ask him?
Me and my boss had other things to talk about. I'm in trouble, huge. I mean, really big trouble.
This really shocked me because Stan's the kind of guy who can talk himself out of any type of trouble. What kind of trouble?
I got fired today.
Fired? For good?
You don't get fired temporarily. Permanently. It's lifetime firing.
Why? What happened?
Well, it was on account of Andrew, the colored guy who sweeps up. Well, he's cleaning the floor in the stock room, and he needs his broom against the table to put some junk in the trash can. And the broom slips. Knocks the can on linseed oil all over the table. Ruins 3 brand new hats right out of the box. $9 Stetsons. It wasn't his fault. He didn't put the linseed oil there, right?
Right.
So Mr. Stroheim sees the oily hats and he goes crazy. He says to Andrew the hats are going to have to come out of his salary. $27. So Andrew starts to cry.
He cried?
42 years old, he's bawling all over the place. I mean, the man hasn't got too much upstairs, but he's real sweet. Brings me coffee, always laughing, telling me jokes. I never understand him, but I laugh anyway.
Yeah.
Makes him feel good, you know.
Yeah.
So I said to Mr. Stroheim, I didn't think that was fair. It wasn't Andrew's fault.
You said that to him?
Sure, why not? So Mr. Stroheim says to me, you want to pay for the hats, Big Mouth? And I said, no, I don't want to pay for the hats. So he says, then mind your own big business, Big Mouth.
Holy mackerel.
So then Mr. Stroheim sends Andrew over to the factory to pick up 3 brand new hats, which is usually my job. So guess what Mr. Stroheim tells me to do?
What?
He tells me to sweep up. For this week, I'm the cleaning man.
I can't believe it.
Everybody's watching me now, waiting to see what I'm going to do next. Even Andrew stopped crying. I felt the dignity of everyone in the place was in my hands. So I grit my teeth, pick up my broom, and there's this pile of dirt right in the middle of the floor. And I sweep it all over Mr. Stroheim's shoes. Andrew had just finished shining them, if you want to talk about irons.
I'm dying. I'm actually dying.
Everybody in the place is about to bust the gut. Mrs. Mulcahy, the bookkeeper, can hardly keep her false teeth in. Andrew's eyes are hanging 5 inches out of his sockets.
This is the greatest story in the history of the world, Stanley.
Mr. Stroheim pulls me into his office and he gives me this lecture of how he was brought up in Germany to respect his superiors. And that if he ever did such a thing like that, they would beat him in their cup until they carried him a bit dead.
That's perfect. You got him down perfect.
So I say, yeah, we're not in Germany, old buddy.
You said that to him.
No, I didn't want to go too far.
I was wondering.
So Mr. Stroheim says to me, he's always like me, and he wants to give me another chance. He wants a letter of apology on his desk by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that if the letter isn't there, I can consider myself fired.
So what did you say?
I said I wasn't going to write the letter, if Andrew still had to pay for the hats. He said that was between him and Andrew, and that he expected a letter in the morning. I said goodnight, walked out of his office, picked up my coat, and left. 10 minutes early.
I'm sweating all over.
I don't know why I did it, but I got so mad. I mean, it just wasn't fair. If you give in when you're 18 and a half, you give in for the rest of your life, don't you think?
Yeah, I suppose, but what are you gonna tell Pop?
No.
No what, you're not gonna write the letter?
I'm positively sure I'm not going to say no. Except I'll have to discuss it with Pop first. I know we need the money and all, but he once told me you always have to do what you think is right and always stand up for your principles.
What if Pop says write the letter, though?
He won't.
But what if he says write the letter?
Well, we won't know about that until after dinner, will we?
All in all, it was shaping up to be one heck of a dinner. I'll say this, though. I always had this two-way thing about my brother. Either I worshipped the ground he walked on, or I hated him so much I wanted to kill him. I guess you know how I feel about him today.
All day it takes to bring bread home. Give Aunt Blanche the butter. She's waiting for it.
I was home a half hour ago. I was just talking to Stan.
Hey, I got a letter from Rosalind Weiner. Remember her? Used to live in Manhattan, moved up to Central Park West.
Why not? Her father's a gangster. Her mother is worse. I don't get a kiss hello?
Nope, I was going to save it up and give you a giant one on Christmas.
We don't have Christmas. I'll take it now, thank you. And a hug, too? When do I ever get a hug from you? You must have done something wrong.
Too smart for me, Mom. I robbed a barbershop today.
Is that why you're so tired and running around all night with your 200 girlfriends?
130. I only have 130.
And your boss doesn't say anything to you about being tired?
About being tired? No, he doesn't.
Did you ask him about Thursday?
What about Thursday?
You were going to ask him to get paid on Thursday so that I can pay Green Black on Friday because Saturday's a holiday.
No, I forgot. I'll ask him tomorrow.
If it's a problem, Green Black can wait. Your boss is more important.
That's not true, Mom. My boss isn't any more important than Mr. Greenblatt.
Oh, my God! As if things weren't bad enough. Now this, the ultimate tragedy. Liver and cabbage for dinner tonight. A Jewish medieval torture. My friend, Monty Gregorio, an A student in science class, told me that cooked cabbage can be smelt farther than the speed of sound, traveling for 7 minutes. If these memoirs are never finished, you'll know it's because I gagged to death in the middle of supper one night. You all heard that. I was standing right here. You're all witnesses, but I'll get blamed for that anyway.
I'm all right. Just let me sit a minute.
Didn't I tell you to get out of that hot kitchen? I can't breathe in there, and I don't have asthma. Nora, Lori, come help your mother.
I'm sick about the plates. Don't worry about the plates.
Plates I can always get. I only have one sister.
What happened? I'm all right. Don't run, Lori.
It's another asthma attack. It's the second one this week. Maybe you should get a doctor, Nora.
No, I don't need doctors.
This is no climate for you near the beach. What you need is someplace dry.
Like Arizona, Mama. Should I get the doctor? No, I don't need doctors. It's getting better. I can still hear the whistle. Will you shut up?
Nora, you go get your mother's medicine. Laura, you sit here quiet and you watch your mother. Eugene, come in here and help me.
Hey, in a minute, Ma. Talk some. I would now like to introduce you to my father, a real hard worker, born at the age of 42. Hey, how you doing, Pop?
How am I doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me carry one of these for you.
No, you hurt yourself. They're too heavy.
Okay. I just gotta get a good grip.
I'm gonna rest a while.
I'll be out in a minute for the other box. You okay, Pop?
I'm all right. Give me a glass of cold water.
All right. I don't know how he does it. King Kong couldn't lift these things. You know what he's got in there? Noisemakers and party favors. He sells them to nightclubs and hotels after he gets through with his regular work, which is cutting material for ladies' raincoats.
Did you do your homework tonight?
Not all of it. Mom sent me to the store 15 times. Amos and Andy's on tonight.
Do your homework, then we'll discuss Amos and Andy.
Here's your medicine, Mom. Lori, go get some water. Lori should be running.
Oh, I'll get the water, Nora.
Are you sure you don't mind?
No problem at all. 2.5 seconds, that's all I ask.
So, Mama, when are you going to speak to Uncle Jack?
When I speak to him, I'll speak to him.
Tonight? I have to know tonight.
I'll see. If he's not too tired, I'll talk to him tonight.
Jack's home. We'll eat in 10 minutes. Lori, you go get Stanley. Lori, how's your mother?
Much better. The whistling stopped.
Jack, what's wrong? Eugene said you were holding your chest.
I I wasn't holding my chest.
Do you have to lug that box back and forth to the city every day? Don't you work hard enough, Jack?
You want the boxes? They're yours. You can keep them.
What do you mean?
Del Mar's party favors went out of business. The man is bankrupt. They closed him out.
Oh my God.
He never even warned me it was coming.
You told me he lived up on the Riverside Drive with the view of the river. A $300 a month apartment, a man like that.
Who are the ones you think go bankrupt? You live on a cold water flat on Delancey Street. Bankruptcy is the one thing God spares you.
All right. You can always find good in something. You don't have to lug that box back and forth to the city every day. You don't have to get up at 5 in the morning. We can all eat dinner at a decent hour. You still have the job with Jacobson's. We won't starve.
I can't make ends meet with what I make at Jacobson's. Now it's 7 people to feed.
Shush. They'll hear you. We'll talk about this later.
I can't get by without that extra $25 a week. I can't pay rent and food and insurance and clothing for 7 people. Christmas and New Year's alone, I made $150.
Stop it, Jack. You'll only get yourself sick.
He never even paid me for the week, the bastard. 5 salesmen are laid off and he goes to see a Broadway show. I stuffed every hat and noisemaker I could carry in that box and walked right out of there. On his funeral, I'll put on a pointy hat and blow a horn, the bastard.
You'll go to temple this weekend. You'll pray all day Saturday.
You know how many prayers have to get answered before my turn comes up?
Something will come up. God has time for everybody.
Here's your water, Aunt Blanche.
Thank you, doll.
Hey, Lori, where's Nora?
She went out to call Stanley for dinner.
Hey, you want to take a walk on the beach tonight?
I have homework. What do you want to walk with me for?
No, you, me, and Nora. I just felt like taking a walk.
I think Nora has a date with Larry Klerman.
Larry Klarman? She likes Larry Klarman?
I don't know. Ask her yourself.
Larry Klarman, he's my father's age.
He's 20.
Same thing. You think he's good looking?
I don't think anybody's good looking.
Larry Klarman, the guy has no neck, his tie goes up to his chin.
Eugene, where's your father's water?
I'm coming. Now I have Larry Klarman to contend with. Larry No Chin Klarman. Here's your water, I'll put ice in it.
Don't drink so fast.
Hey, Pop, you think you have time to look at my shoes? They're hanging on by a tiny piece of rubber. I have to clench my toes when I go out for a fly ball.
What does he want to look at your shoes for?
I bought you new sneakers last month.
No, last year, Pa. I can only wear them 2 hours a day because my toes won't grow.
This is no time to talk to your father about sneakers. He has enough on his mind. Go in the kitchen and turn the gas down on the liver. We'll talk about this later. When everyone's asleep, we'll figure things out calmly.
I'm feeling better, darling. Come in and help me with dinner.
You think she'll ever get married?
Blanche?
She's not. I'm attractive. I see men look at her on the beach. What does she want to waste her life in this house for?
She's raising 2 children.
Why doesn't she ever go out? She wants to meet people. I know plenty of single men.
Blanche isn't the type to get married.
She was married once, wasn't she? Those are the type that get married.
Dave was different. She's not interested in any other men.
What about that Murphy fellow across the street? He's plenty interested, believe me.
That drunk, that man can't find his own way into his door at night. He slept in the doorway once. I saw him. In the rain. He was out there when I went to get the milk.
He's got a good paying job, lives alone with his mother, so he takes a drink on a Saturday night. Maybe what he needs is a good woman.
Not my sister. Let him find someone else lying in the next doorway.
Are you busy? I want to talk to you.
That's funny, because I want to talk to you also.
About what?
I need a favor, real bad. The only one who can help me.
What is it?
Well, when Pop comes home from work, he's usually too tired to listen to me and Eugene. He's different with you. He's always interested in what you have to say.
Really?
I'm sure you never noticed it before.
No. What's the thing?
Get it. Do you think you could steer the conversation in a certain direction?
What direction?
All about how much you admire people who stand up for the principles.
What people?
Any people. Principles is the most important word. If you could fit it in 3 or 4 times, I'd be very grateful.
3 or 4 times?
It'll be easy. I'll mention someone like Abraham Lincoln. You say, now there's a man who really stands up for his principles.
I have my own things to discuss at dinner. Why would I want to get in a conversation about Abraham Lincoln?
Because as of tomorrow, I'm on your field. Unless someone else besides me mentions sticking up for the principal.
What happened? Did you get fired?
I will be unless I write Kaiser Wilhelm a letter of apology. I decided to do whatever my old man tells me. It's up to him.
What are you going to ask him?
Tonight, right after this.
Tonight? Does it have to be tonight?
That's the deadline. I have to get my letter to Mr. Stroheim by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Why?
So can't you talk to your father in the morning?
He gets up at 5:30. My mother has to line his shoes up at night because he can't make decisions in the morning. What's wrong, Laura?
You know, you don't know how lucky you are to have a father that's alive and around to make decisions. You know, Stanley, sometimes you make me sick.
Chapter 7, the infamous dinner. It started out like a murder mystery in Blenheim Castle. No one said a word, but everyone looked suspicious. It was so quiet, you could hear Laurie's soup going down her esophagus. Everyone had one eye on their plate, and the other eye on Pop. Except me. I sat opposite Nora. I kept dropping my napkin a lot so I could bend down to get a good look at those creamy, virginal, white legs of hers. She must have left herself unguarded a couple of times because she was in deep in thought. Because a couple of times I got to look up her thighs, which led to the Golden Palace of the Himalayas.
Gigi, stop that daydreaming and put your napkin on your lap.
Stanley knew what I was doing because he's the one who taught it to me. But he was wrapped up in his own troubles, just like everyone else. You could hear the clock ticking in the kitchen. The tension in the air was so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Which is more than I can say for the liver.
Ketchup? Mustard? Pickles?
Andrew, I'll have a dessert.
Finish your liver.
Do you see liver on my plate?
I know you're tricks. You buried them underneath your mashed potatoes. Well, you look at how Lori ate hers.
I had a major problem. One more bite and I would have thrown up all over the table. That's a sight Nora would remember forever. A diversion was my only escape. So, Stanley, how are things down at Stroheim's? I felt bad about that, but for the moment, the tension had shifted away from my liver.
So how long you been working there now?
Where?
At Stroheim's?
Oh, it's Stroheim's. Let me see. Part-time, year and a half before I graduated, and a year since then.
So what's that?
2.5 years.
And he likes you?
Who?
Mr. Stroheim.
Oh, yeah, he usually likes me. Sometimes I'm not sure.
You come in on time?
Yeah.
You do your work?
Yeah.
Get along with the other people?
Yeah.
So why shouldn't he like you? How much are you making now?
$17 a week.
It's time you moved up. Tomorrow you go in and ask him for a raise.
A raise?
If you don't speak up now, people take advantage of you. Tomorrow morning you go into his office. You're polite, you're respectful, but you're firm. You tell him you think you're worth another $5 a week.
$5?
They'll offer you $1.25. You settle for $2.50. I know how these things work. You're a high school graduate. He's lucky he's got you.
I don't think this is the time to ask him for a raise. I think his wife is very sick.
What? Are you scared? Do you want me to go into his office tomorrow, take you by the hand and say, my little boy wants a raise?
I'm not scared.
Your father wouldn't have you ask if he didn't think it was the right thing, Stanley. Believe me, now is the right time.
Ma, I think I have a bone in my throat.
There are no bones in liver.
So what's new at dancing school, Nora? Nothing is new. Mind your own business.
What happened at dancing school?
Nora received a very nice compliment from her teacher today. She said that she thinks Nora has professional potential.
He didn't say potential. Potential is the future. Mr. Beckman is interested in Nora's immediate present.
Who's Mr. Beckman?
He is the most widely known and respected producer on Broadway.
Broadway. Imagine that. That's wonderful. Now, how are you doing in school?
I'm doing fine.
She's doing very well.
I wish I was as smart as she is.
Isn't that the same Mr. Beckman who's producing the great Broadway extravaganza, Abracadabra? I hear if a girl gets into a show like that, not only is her career practically guaranteed, but the experience she gains is equal to a 4-year college education.
Eugene, that's enough.
Only a 4-year college education is equal to a 4-year college education.
You know, I don't think Abraham Lincoln ever went to college.
Rory, how are you? You getting plenty of fresh air?
As much as I can hold my lungs. Nora, did you tell Uncle Jack about that big tank that's filled with water?
Lori, dear, if you're finished, you may be excused. In fact, why don't you both let Uncle Jack finish his dinner, and we'll discuss all this later.
Somebody has something to discuss? If there's a problem, this is the time to bring it up. This is the family hour.
Hey, what a great idea for a radio show, the family hour. Each week, you get to hear a different family eating dinner and discussing their problems of the week. And you get to hear different recipes. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this is WEAF presenting Dinner at the Brighton Beach with the Jacob Jerome family. Tonight's specialty, liver and cabbage. Brought to you by X-Lax, the mild.
15-year-old boy can't get on his liver?
Nothing to discuss? Nobody has anything to discuss? If not, I want to turn on the news.
Well, as a matter of fact,
What?
I'll have a dessert.
Finish your liver.
I can. It won't go down. I can't swallow it. Remember the line of being catastrophe? Does anyone want to see a repeat of that disgusting episode?
Why does he always have to talk like it's a goddamn Sherlock Holmes story?
He thinks he's your right.
And who do you think you are?
Eat half of it.
Which half? They're both terrible.
A quarter, 2 bites.
1 bite.
2 bites.
I know you. If I take 1 bite, then let me eat another bite. I'll take it up to my room. I need time to chew it.
These are not times to waste food. If you didn't want it, why did you take it?
I didn't ask for it, Pa. It comes attached to the plate.
It's so important that everybody all eat your liver, Eugene.
You will?
Seems to be the only thing this family is worried about. Give me your liver and let's get on to more important things in our lives.
Nora's right. Take away the liver. If no one likes it, why do you make it?
Because we can't afford a roast beef for 7 people.
I suddenly felt vulgar and cheap.
Stanley, turn on the news.
Lori, you sit down. You look tired today.
Can I talk to you a minute, Pop? Something really important.
More important than what's going on in Europe?
It's not more important, it's just coming up soon.
Hitler's already in Austria. What the hell is the matter with this radio?
Someone's been fooling with it, haven't they, Eugene?
Why, Eugene? Pop had the news on last night.
You weren't listening to the ball game this afternoon.
He's talking about Poland. Damn it, I don't want anybody touching this radio anymore.
Guess who's gonna get blamed for the war in Europe?
Eugene, bring in the knives and forks.
You really think there'll be a war, Pop? I mean, America, too?
Not us, maybe. But friends, relatives. If you're Jewish, you've got cousins suffering somewhere in the world.
Ida Kaczynski's family got out last month. The story she tells you don't even want to hear.
So how many relatives do we have in Europe?
Enough. Your father's got nephews. I have a great aunt.
I have a cousin Sholem in Poland. Their whole family.
I think Dave's mother had a relative in Warsaw.
That's where his mother was born.
What if they got to America? Where would we put them? Who? Your cousins, moms, nephews, and uncles. Would we take them in?
What are you worrying about things like that for? Go upstairs and work on the speech.
What speech?
How you're going to ask Mr. Stroheim for that race tomorrow.
Hey, look. Lou Gehrig got 2 hits today. Lower Pan Lou's hitting 302.
Is that your paper? How many times have I told you not to read your father's paper until he's finished with it?
I didn't break it. The print doesn't come off if I take a good look at it.
Don't be fresh to your mother, Eugene. Upstairs.
Pop?
Everybody.
I'll come down later, okay, Pop?
Come on, Sam. I'll talk to you anyway.
You know, you're a pest. Did anyone ever tell you you're a real pest?
Yeah, it's a little so sad when I add your name to it.
Jack, why don't you lie down? Nothing in that paper's gonna cheer you up.
What would we do, Kate? What if all those relatives came knocking on our door?
The boat didn't land yet. I'm not worrying about boats that haven't landed yet.
Uncle Jack, I know you're tired and you have a lot of things on your mind, but your decision may influence the rest of my life, and I have to talk to Mr. Beckman to tell him whether I can go or not.
Who's Mr. Beckman?
The Broadway producer we talked about at dinner. Abracadabra, remember?
Lori, upstairs this minute. And Nora, this is not the time. We'll talk about this later.
It is never the time. You won't make a decision, and I don't have anyone else I can talk to. Well, if no one else is interested, I will make my own decision. I'm 16 and a half years old, and I will do what I want to do.
What is all this about?
Jack, go out and talk to her. She'll tell you.
No, I'll take care of this. Nora's right. It's my decision.
And what are you gonna tell her? That she can throw her future away? That she can leave school? Is that what you want to do?
What if I'm wrong? What if she has talent? What is it I'm supposed to say?
I'm her uncle, for God's sake. She can't talk to me. We're all in the same family.
She doesn't need an uncle right now. What she needs is a father. Go on out and talk to her.
I never learned.
Mind if I sit with you?
I wrap myself up in Dave's life so much I never learned to be their mother.
If you want to talk, we'll talk. If not, not.
The world doesn't survive without families. This is a family. We have enough mothers around here. Lori, darling, go upstairs and do your homework. Blanche, go make some tea. You're the only one around here who makes some decent tea.
Listen, Nora, I know what it's like, you know?
You?
We had a family of 4 children. My father, before he died, could never remember our names. My older brother was the big one. I was the small one. My brother Saul was the rotten one. My brother Eddie was the skinny one.
Well, who am I?
The pretty one. What's it?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem very important right now.
I've never seen you cry over something that wasn't important. I know I'm not your father, and it's not my job to make decisions. But I can offer advice. Advice is free. If it doesn't fit, you can always return it.
Could we walk down the beach?
Sure, we'll take a look at the ocean. My father always used to say, throw your troubles out to sea, and the answers wash back up on the shore.
Did they?
Not right on the beach. Honestly, that's one of them. That's why
Will you stop that? I'm trying to think.
I'm glad I don't have your problems, man.
How'd you like an official? American League Baseball in your mouth.
I gotta talk to you. I mean, a really serious, important talk.
Everybody in this house has to talk with somebody. Take a number off the wall and wait your turn.
I had a dream last night. It was about this girl. I can't tell you her name, but she was gorgeous. We were really kissing hard and rubbing up against each other. And I felt this tremendous buildup coming, like at the end of the 39 steps. Suddenly, there was an explosion. Like a dam broke and everything rushed to the floor out to sea. It was the greatest feeling I ever had in my life. And when I woke up, I was
All wet. It was a wet dream. I had a wet dream. I have them all the time.
You mean there's something wrong with you if you do it?
You never had them before?
Yeah, but I slept through it.
You ever try to do it by yourself?
What do you mean?
Didn't you ever diddle with yourself?
Ditto? No, never. What do you mean?
I've heard you diddle 3-4 times a week.
You're crazy. What do you mean, diddle?
Masturbate.
You're keeping quiet. Lori might hear you.
There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody does it, especially at our age. It's natural.
What do you mean everybody does it? You know guys who do it?
Every guy I know does it. Except Haskell Fleischman, the fat kid. He does it to other guys.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
You can't grow up without doing it. Your voice won't change.
Where do you get all this from? Play or book or something?
It's puberty.
It's what?
It's puberty. It's only books.
Yeah, the Citadel by A.J. Cronin. He never mentioned puberty.
Even Pop did.
Pop? Our Pop? You know what, Stanley? I think you're full of shit.
Don't use that language around me again. You'll never let me hear you say that word again.
I don't get you. You mean it's okay for me to say shit? You to say puberty, me to say shit. What the hell is going on here, Stanley?
Puberty is a scientific word. Shit is for those guys who hang around the beach.
Oh my God. Well, what do you expect me to say when you tell me off top, wax off?
When he was a kid, 14 or 15, the whole world waxed off.
President Roosevelt, too?
Rich kids out there, they do it from morning till night. In college, they sit around in the dorms, drinking beer and whacking off.
Stanley, this is the most useful information you've ever told me. What about girls?
5 times as much as boys.
5 times as much? Is that an actual figure? Or where do you get all this from?
You pick it up, you learn it. It's handed down from generation to generation. That's how a culture spreads.
5 times as much. And some of those girls won't even say hello to you, and they're home all night whacking off.
Women just like we are, they have the same needs and desires.
Then why is it so hard to touch their boobs?
If you were a girl, would you like some guy jumping at you and touching your boobs?
If I had boobs, I would love to touch them, wouldn't you? Stanley, how do girls do it?
I can't explain it.
Oh, come on, please, Stanley. I'll be your slave for life. How do they do it?
I need a pencil and paper. I'll do it.
Here. Here's some crayons. Maybe they should be in color.
Eugene, you're the main problem in life. I don't have time to sit down and draw girls masturbating for you.
I bet you Nora doesn't do it.
Boy, could I win some money from you. You think she's in the shower, bathroom, taking 7 showers a day?
She does it in the bathroom?
I knew 2 girls who used to do it in English class. One of them did it during the final exam and got a 98 on the paper.
Oh my, what a dream last night. She was one of the girls. I can tell you, Stanley. Nora was it. Nora was the girl.
You can't fall in love with your cousin. It's against the laws of nature.
Why? What's so wrong with being in love with your cousin?
If she was your stepsister, it would be dirty, but it would be all right. But you can't fall in love with your cousin. You get babies with 9 heads.
Well, who made up those rules? President Roosevelt married his cousin.
Maybe she was his 2nd or 3rd.
Still, I would love to see her naked. Just once. That's all right, isn't it?
Sure, I do it all the time.
You've seen Nora naked?
I fix the lock on the bathroom, and I open it, pretending I don't know if anybody's in there.
I don't believe this. What a pig! What does she look like?
Well, I can tell you, I was pretty miserable. She was my first cousin.
That was the night I discovered guilt and lust were very closely related. I have to wash up.
Have a good time.
I don't do that.
I'm sorry, I forgot it was this Tuesday. I'll change my doctor appointment.
You don't have to change anything. The girls will do it.
Have I ever missed a year going to the grave? David was my favorite in the whole family, you know that.
You realize it'll be 6 years now? Sometimes I forget his birthday, but the day he died, I never forget.
There wasn't another one like him.
Lori's been asking me questions. Was he funny? What was the funniest thing he ever said, she asked me. You know what, Kate? I couldn't remember. Isn't that awful?
Sometimes you talk like your life is over. You're still young, you're still beautiful, if you never stop squinting so much.
I went with him for 2 years before we were married. What was I waiting for? That was 2 married years wasted.
Listen, Jack's company's having their annual fair next year at the Commodore Hotel. He wants you to come with us. He told me he asked you.
Me? Who do I know in Jack's company?
You know us. You'll meet people. Max Green will be there. He's the one whose wife died last year of tuberculosis. He's a riot. You'll like him. He lives up in a hotel up on the Grand Concourse. Maybe you'll dance with each other.
I don't have a dress to wear or anything like that.
You'll make something. Jack will get you some material. He knows everybody in the garment district.
I'm sorry, Kate. I can't go. I appreciate it. Maybe next year.
Next year, you won't have eyes all together.
I made plans with someone next Wednesday.
More important than this affair comes once a year.
I'm having dinner with someone.
You're having dinner? With a man? Why didn't you tell me? Who is it?
Mr. Murphy.
Who's Mr. Oh my God, are you crazy? You know where a man like that will take you? bar and grill to a saloon. That's where they'll take you.
We're going to Chardot's, the Hungarian restaurant. You never even met the man. How can you dislike him so much?
I don't have to meet that kind. I just have to smell his breath when he opens the window. What do you think a man like that is looking for? I grew up at that kind of Avenue A. How many beatings have Stanley and Eugene come home with they took from those Irish hooligans? What do you have to talk to a man like that for?
Is that why you don't like him? Because he's Irish? When did the Irish and the Jews ever fought a war? Do you know who George Bernard Shaw is?
I don't care who he is.
One of the greatest Irish writers of all time. What would you say if he was taking you to dinner next Wednesday?
Is Mr. Murphy a writer? They tell him to bring me some of his books. I'll gladly read them.
Kate, when are you going to give up being an older sister?
I've heard stories about him with women. They like their women, you know.
I decided to go downstairs and quiet my passion with some oatmeal cookies.
We took a walk along the beach last Thursday. He was very nice, very quiet. He hardly said a word. He told me about where his parents came from in Ireland. They didn't have it any better than Mom and Papa did in Russia.
Nobody had it like they had it in Russia.
He holds down a decent job in a printer's office and didn't smell liquor. He behaved like a perfect gentleman.
No cookies for you, not until you eat that liver.
What, you save it in the icebox until I grow up?
No cookies, do you hear me?
I just wanted a glass of water.
You have water in your bathroom.
There's toothpaste in the glass. It makes me nauseous.
Listen, I don't want to discuss this anymore. You do what you want to do. It's your business.
Kate, I don't want to do anything that's going to make you unhappy. Or Jack. I owe too much to you. I can't live off you for the rest of my life. Every decent job I've tried to get has turned me down because of my eyes. The idea of marrying Frank Murphy hasn't even occurred to me, and maybe not even to him. But I don't think one dinner at Chardot's is the end of the world.
Fine. Have dinner with Frank Murphy. If Papa ever heard me say those words, he'd get up from his grave and he'd stand in front of our house with a big stick.
I told him to pick me up here. Is that all right?
Here? In my house?
Just for 2 minutes. Just so you can meet him. See what he's like.
Tell his mother to wash her windows and maybe I know what he's like.
Can I see Mr. Beckman tomorrow? Yes or no? Did you talk to Uncle Jack? I talked to Uncle Jack. I want a decision from you. Yes or no?
What did he say?
It doesn't matter what he said. It's your decision or mine. Who's gonna make it, Mother?
I said that if she's got talent, there'll be plenty of other times. I never got past the 8th grade. That's why I spend half my life spending on the subway and half the other life trying to make a few extra dollars from keeping this house I like.
I don't want this just for myself, Mother, but for you and for Lori. In a couple of years, we could get a house of our own instead of being all cooped up here like animals. We could finally pay Uncle Jack back for all that he's given us all these years. I'm asking for a way out, Mother. Don't shut me in. Don't shut me in for the rest of my life.
You promised you'd do what Uncle Jack said.
He doesn't make decisions, Mother. He offers advice.
All right. You finish high school. You tell Mr. Beckman you don't want the job. You tell him you're too young. You tell him your mother said no. That's my decision.
I see. Thank you very much for your advice, Uncle Jack. I'll let you know in the morning what my decision is.
Let it go, Blanche. You only make things worse.
It seems no matter what I do, I only make things worse.
What could I tell her? What could I say?
You inherit a family, you inherit their problems.
Well, good night.
Put the cookie on the table.
What cookie?
The oatmeal cookie in your pocket. Put it on the table.
You mean you can smell an oatmeal cookie from 10 feet away?
I heard the jaw moving in the kitchen. Suddenly, everybody around you is doing what they want to do. Your father's upset, your Blanche is upset. Put the cookie on the table!
I don't know, but it's my fault.
So what do you want to do? You want me to speak to Mom?
I can tell I'm getting water to my heart again. Don't ever say that. Don't ever pretend to be sick to get favors from anyone. I'm not pretending. They're not just big
flutter.
Stop puffing up the pillows. The house could be burning down and you can run back inside and puff up the pillows.
Let's go to bed, Jack. You're tired.
When does it get easier, Kate? When do our lives get easier?
At night, when you get 7 good hours of sleep, that's the easiest it ever gets.
Close the door! I'm sorry!
Not now, Stanley. He's tired. He's practically asleep.
2 minutes. I'll tell her as fast as I can.
Go on to bed, Kate. The boy wants to tell me something.
All right, turn the lights out when you're done. Don't worry about me.
I might as well be dead.
I have a problem, Pop.
If you didn't, you wouldn't live in this house.
Must be tough being a father. Everybody coming to you with the problems. You have to have all the answers. I don't know if I could do it.
Stop trying to win me over. Just tell me the problem.
I got fired today.
What?
Don't get excited. Don't get crazy. Let me explain what happened.
What did you do? You came in late? You were fresh to somebody? Were you fresh to somebody?
I'm not fired yet. I can still get my job back.
Take the job back. I don't care what it is. This is not the time to be out of work in this family.
Remember when I was 12? You gave me a lecture about principles?
All night you waited to tell me this news?
This is about principles, Pop.
How long were you going to go without telling me this?
Will you at least hear my principles?
All right, I'll hear your principles, then you'll hear mine.
Okay, sit back and listen.
So Stanley began his sad story. Pop never said a word. He just sat there and listened. Stanley was terrific. It was like that movie, Abe Lincoln in Illinois. Although Stanley wasn't just defending his principles, he was defending democracy and the United States of America. Pop must have been bleary-eyed, because not only did he have to deal with Stanley's principles, Nora's career, the loss of his noisemaker business, Aunt Blanche getting married off, and Laurie's flutter, but at any minute there could be a knock at the door with 37-year-olds from Poland looking for a place to live. Finally, Stanley finished his story.
So either I bring in a letter of apology in the morning, or I can consider myself fired. I know it's late. I know you're tired, but I just didn't want to do anything without asking you first.
Oh, Stanley.
I'm sorry, Pop.
You shouldn't have swept the dirt on his shoes.
I know.
Especially in front of other people.
I know.
He's your boss. He pays your salary. His money helps put food on our dining room table.
I know.
And we're not here to waste money, Stanley. Believe me when I tell you that.
I believe you, Pop.
Remember last year when you were sick 3 days and he only docked you a day and a half's pay? Remember that?
I can remember. I see what you're getting at. I'll write the letter. I'll do it tonight.
On the other hand, you did a courageous thing. You defended a fellow worker. That's something to be proud of. Nobody else did that.
I was the only one.
It was what you believed in. You were standing up for your principles.
That's why I didn't want to write the letter. I knew you'd understand.
The question is, can this family afford principles right now?
Well, it would make it hard. I do know that.
Not just on you and me. On your mother, Aunt Blanche, Nora, Lori,
Eugene.
Eugene would have to get a part-time job. Time he should be studying books, getting him someplace.
He wants to go to college. He wants to be a writer.
I wish I could have sent you that there, Stanley. I've always been sick about that.
I like working, Pop. I really do. Listen, I'm going to write the letter. I'll do it tonight.
And how will your principals feel in the morning?
They feel better already. Thanks for talking to me, Pop. You in the bed?
No, I'll just sit down here. It's the only time of day I have a few minutes to myself.
So what happened? What did he say?
I'm gonna have to write the letter.
I knew that's what he would make me do.
You didn't make me do it. Stop. I'm trying to.
So what are you going to say?
I don't know. You want to help me? You're good at these things.
You know, people used to get paid for that sort of thing back in the old days.
I'm not gonna pay you money.
I don't want money.
What do you want?
Tell me what Nora looked like naked.
How horny can you get?
I don't know. What's the highest score?
What do you want to know?
Everything, from the moment you open the door.
Happened so fast.
Well, tell it slow. That's okay.
I heard the shower running. Waited for it to stop. Then I knew the water would be running off her body and she'd be stepping out. Suddenly, I just opened the door. There she was. A towel on her head and nothing else in the whole wide world.
Slower. Tell it slower.
Her breasts were gorgeous. Like two peaches waiting to be plucked from the vine. Maybe nectarines. Like two nectarines, all soft, pink and shining in the morning sun.
Well, Pop had a heart attack. It was sort of a warning. He was driving a cab at night trying to make extra money, and he just plain wore out. He passed out in a subway, and a policeman had to take him home. The doctor says Pop has to stay in bed for 3 weeks, but Pop won't listen to him. Mr. Jacobson has got a brother-in-law who's filling in for Pop temporarily at work, but Pop's afraid that 3 weeks in bed could turn into permanently.
I have to talk to you.
Hey, what's up, Stan?
Not here in our room. Don't tell anybody.
What's the big secret?
Will you shut up? Wait till I get up there and follow me.
If it's about Nora, I'm not interested. I forgot to tell you, I hate my cousin Nora. She's been real snotty to everybody lately. She eats her dinner up in her room, doesn't say hello to everybody, and has been seeing this Larry No-Team Furman guy for 3 weeks now. She's not as pretty as I thought she was.
Eugene, did you bring your father his paper?
I'm coming, my knee hurts. I fell down the stairs at school.
Well, bring it up. He's waiting for it.
If I told her I just lost both my hands in an accident, she'd say, go upstairs and wash your face with your feet. I guess she's sore because she can't go to the affair tonight. At the Commodore Hotel with Pop, they had Glenn Gray Orchestra and everything. I feel sorry for her because she doesn't get to go out that much. And she's nervous about Frank Murphy coming over to pick up Aunt Blanche tonight. She's angry at the whole world. That's why she's making lima beans for dinner.
Would you like a cashew, Lori?
Oh, thanks. And a Brazil nut too, and 1 article.
Can I have some nuts, Mom?
Just one. It's for the company. We're eating in the kitchen tonight. You and Stanley help with the dishes. You look all flushed. You don't have a fever, do you? Let me see your tongue. A dog farts.
That's the cashew nut.
Don't you get sick on me, too. If you're tired, I want to go to bed.
I have a little stomach cramp. Maybe I'm getting my ladies.
Your what?
My ladies. That thing that Nora gets when she can't go in the water.
I don't think so. Not at your age. But if your stomach hurts real bad, you come and tell me. I mean, a nice tuna fish salad tonight. Call me when your mother comes down.
And Kate, does Mama like Mr. Murphy?
I don't know, darling. I don't think she knows him very well yet.
Do you like him?
I never spoke to him.
You call him a Cossack. Are those the kind who don't like Jewish people?
I'm sure Mr. Murphy likes your mother, otherwise he wouldn't be taking her out to dinner.
If Mom married her, would we have to live in that dark house across the street with that creepy lady in the window?
We're not up to that yet. Let's just get the shot of Dracula first.
Bob's feeling better. Through the newspaper, they glad to bring him the evening edition.
Lock the door.
You look terrible. You lied already. You were crying.
I'm in trouble, Eugene. I'm in big trouble.
Hey, when did you think I'm smoking?
Oh, I smoke in the stocking all the time. Don't let me see you do it. It's a bad habit.
Yeah? So how come you do it? I like it. What brand do you smoke?
Lucky Strikes.
I knew you would. That's the best brand.
Promise me, what I'm going to tell you, you'll never tell another living soul.
I take an oath on the entire life of the New York Yankees. What happened?
I lost my salary.
What?
The entire $17. It's gone.
Gone? Where? The subway?
In a poker game. I lost it gambling.
A poker game?
We play poker at lunch hour.
Well, you never told me you gambled.
Played at lunch hour, I said. For pennies. I always won. Dime, a nickel, a quarter. It wasn't just luck. I was real good.
$17.
When Pop got sick, I thought I could earn an extra few bucks. So I went over to the Floor-Shine Shoes Department in Stockton. Boy, did I learn about poker. It cleaned me out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, but suppose you won. You just had bad luck, that's all. Suppose you won $50.
I had no chance against those guys. They all wore black with tiny shoes and clocks on themselves. I swear, Pop's eyes are angry.
Don't say that. Pop's not gonna die. He ate 3 lamb chops tonight. Why don't you just say you tear a hole in your pocket and you lost the money?
I already used that one.
When?
You know what? I lost $5. He said, from now on, check your pockets every morning.
You lost $5 then, too? Where? What, gambling again?
I gave it to a girl. You know, a pro.
A pro what? A prostitute! You went to one of those places. Holy shit!
I'm not going to do it again.
Oh my God, is that how it costs $5?
$2.50. I went with this guy I know. He still owes me.
And you never told me. What was she like? How old was she? Was she pretty?
Don't start in with me, Eugene.
Did she get completely naked or what?
Every time I get in trouble, I have to tell you what a naked girl looks like. Go in the bathroom, masturbate, and grow up by yourself.
Don't get sore. If you was me, you ask the same question.
Well, I never had an older brother to help me. You don't realize how lucky you are. You don't have the responsibilities I have. You're still in school looking up girls' dresses.
Hey, I worked plenty hard in school.
Yeah? Well, let me see your report card. I know you got it. Today's the first of the month. And I want to see your report card.
I don't have to show you my report card. You're not my father.
Yes, I am. As long as Papa's sick, I am. I want to see a report card.
Oh, really? Well, where's your salary this week, Pop?
I hate you sometimes. You're nothing but a lousy shit. I help you all the time. You never help me without wanting something for it. I hate your disgusting guts.
Yeah, not as much as I hate yours. You snore at night, you pick your toenails, and you smell the bathroom. When I go in there, I have to puke.
Let me see your report card. Damn it, or I'll beat your face in.
Here, you want my report card? Here's my last report card. You fuck.
That's real good. I want you to go to college. I want you to be somebody someday. Because I'm not. I'm no damn good. Sorry I said those things to you.
Me too. I'm sorry too.
Hi, Jack. Are you feeling better?
A little down. You know that's not down yet?
No.
I wanted to see her before she goes out.
Oh my God! Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
I wanted to see Blanche.
How are you gonna get up the stairs? You think I'm gonna carry you up those stairs? The doctor said you're not even supposed to get up to go to the bathroom, didn't you?
You trust doctors? My grandmother lived to be 87 and she never went to a doctor once.
She didn't have high blood pressure. She never fainted on the subway.
She used to faint 3-4 times a week. It's in our family. We're fainters. Lori, go get me a glass of cold water.
Now?
Yes, now. That child is pampered too much. Why don't you ever let her do work around the house? You don't get healthy lying on the couch all day.
No, you get healthy driving cabs at night after you work 9 hours cutting raincoats. You want to kill yourself, Jack? Do you want to leave me to take care of this family all by myself? Is that what you want?
You figure I'll get better faster if you make me feel guilty? Do me a favor, Katie. I was born with enough guilt. If I need more, I'll ask you.
I'm sorry. You know me. I'm not happy unless I have something else to worry about. My family, where worry is generally married faces.
I won't leave you. I promise. If I didn't leave you for another woman, I'm certainly not going to die just to leave you.
What other woman? That bookkeeper, Helene.
Again with Helene. You're never going to forget that I danced with her 2 years in a row at the Commodore Hotel?
Don't tell me she isn't attracted to you. I noticed it right off.
What does a woman like that want with a cutter? She likes the men up front, the businessmen.
You're an attractive man, Jack. Women like you.
Me? Attractive? You really must think I'm dying, don't you?
You don't know women like I do. Just promise me one thing. If something ever happens between you and that Helene, let me go to my grave without hearing about it.
Oh, I see. Now that you're worried about Helene, you've decided you're going to die first?
I had to tap the ice. I'm out of breath.
It's good for you, darling. You can exercise.
I'm going out. I won't be home for dinner. I'll be home late. I have my key. Good night.
Nora, don't you want to see how your mother looks?
I'm sure she looks beautiful. She doesn't need me to tell her.
But what about Mr. Murphy? I know she wanted him to meet both you and Lori. He'll be here any minute.
I have somebody waiting for me. I can meet Mr. Murphy some other time.
I think it would be very nice if you waited, Nora. Your mother would be very hurt if you didn't wait to say goodbye.
I'm sure that's very good advice, Uncle Jack. I know just how my mother feels. I'm not sure she knows how I feel.
Jack, what'll I do?
Let her go. It's between Nora and Blanche. It's something they have to work out.
Who is she going out with and where does she go every night?
With Larry Corman. He borrows his father's car and takes her to the cemetery.
What cemetery?
Where Daddy's buried. She goes to see Daddy.
What am I going to tell her? I don't want to spoil this evening for her.
Jack, what are you doing down here?
We have company coming. Where else should I be?
I looked in your room. I was scared to death.
Well, you don't look it. You look beautiful.
Ooh, Blanche. Oh, my God, Blanche. You look stunning. Like a movie star. Who's that movie star I like so much, Lori?
Irene Dunn, like Irene Diamond.
I think she looks like Rosalind Russell. Or maybe Carol Lombard.
I think she looks like Blanche. Blanche is prettier than all of them.
I had such trouble with the makeup. I couldn't see my eyes to put on the mascara, so I had to put my glasses on. Then I couldn't get the mascara on under the glasses.
Do you have your glasses? Make sure you have your glasses.
They're in my purse. I thought I put them on when I looked at the menu in the restaurant.
Don't forget to do that. I don't want you coming home telling me you don't know what he looks like.
I'm so glad to see you up, Jack. This means you're feeling better.
I'm all right. Besides, I want to meet this Murphy fellow. A stranger comes into a house, he likes to meet a man. It makes him feel more comfortable.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it.
Here. Wear this. Please don't say no to me, Blanche.
Take your pearls. Your good pearls.
What are they gonna do? Sit in my drawer here? Pearls are like people. They like to go out and be seen once in a while.
You were gonna wear them tonight to the affair. I'm so wrapped up in myself, I forgot you were gonna wear them tonight. You're missing the affair this year.
I can afford to miss it. I don't see Jack there anyway.
Let's see how they look.
I'm so nervous I'll lose them.
All right, now tell me I don't have a beautiful sister.
Now I feel like I got my money's worth. Now I feel good.
Definitely Carol Lombard.
Lori, run upstairs and get Nora. I want to show them to Nora.
She's not here. She left.
What do you mean she left? Without saying goodbye?
She had to meet somebody. She wanted to wait for you.
She could have come into my room. She knew I wanted to see her.
She'll see you at 12 o'clock. You look just as good then.
Did she say anything? What'd she say when she left?
You're gonna have such a good time tonight.
She's doing this just to hurt me, isn't she? She knows she can get to me so easily. This is what I get for making decisions.
I feel like ice cream. Lori, do you feel like ice cream?
Butter pecan?
Butter pecan for you, maple walnut for me. Go up to Eugene's room and tell him I want him to go to Hanson's.
I'll go with her. Don't run, darling.
Let her run. If she feels tired, she'll tell you. Let's stop worrying about everybody in this house.
Why?
Eugene, your father wants us to go to the store.
Tell him I'm sick.
You don't want any ice cream?
Ice cream? Wait a minute. It's amazing how quickly you recover from misery when someone offers you ice cream.
She's only 16, Blanche. At that age, they're so wrapped up in themselves.
How am I ever going to be a writer if I don't know how to stuff her? Actually, I'd give up writing if I could just see a naked girl while I was eating ice cream.
What time is it? It's 6:30. He'll be here any minute. Get your mind off Nora, Blanche. Don't wear my pearls out for nothing.
Eugene, go to Hanson's. Get a half pint of butter pecan, a half pint of maple walnuts, and a half pint of chocolate for yourself. Kate, what do you want?
I'm in no mood for ice cream.
Get her vanilla. She'll eat it. And whatever Stanley likes.
I need money.
I just paid the doctor $15. Go up to Stanley. He got paid today. Ask him for his salary.
What?
Here's $1. Hurry back so Lori can meet Mr. Murphy. But don't run.
You know what I'm worried about? That she'll run off. I'll wake up in the morning and she'll be gone. To Philadelphia, or Boston, or God knows where.
Will you look at how the woman's going out on a date? Is that what you're going to talk about? He'll start drinking in 5 minutes.
You think so? What do I do if he gets drunk?
You'll come right home. Do you have money? Do you have car fare?
I didn't take anything.
Wait here. I'll go up and get $5 from Stanley. Now I have something else to worry about.
I could use a good cup of hot tea.
Sit there, I'll make it.
We'll both make it. We can hear the bell from the kitchen.
Stanley? Stanley, you in there? Open the window in here. You'll never get any air. Stanley, I need some money for Aunt Blanche. Take out $5. Stanley, did you get paid today?
Yes, I got paid today.
Let's take out your money for the week.
I don't have it.
You don't have the envelope?
I don't have the money.
What do you mean you don't have the money?
I mean, I don't have the money. It's gone.
It's gone. Gone where?
It's gone. I can't do anything about it anymore. Just don't ask any questions, all right?
What do you mean don't ask any questions? I want to know what happened to that $17, Stanley.
You'll tell Pop. If I tell you, you'll tell Pop.
Why shouldn't I tell your father?
I gambled it. I lost it playing poker. You happy? You satisfied?
I'm not going to deal with this right now. First, I have to get your Aunt Blanche out of the house. I have your father's health to worry about. You're going to sit in this room, and you're going to think of a story. You were robbed. I don't care where, I don't care who did it, but you're not going to tell your father the truth because you will kill him as soon as I am sitting here. We'll figure this out calmly. When he goes to sleep, I will meet you in the kitchen.
Sorry.
Left my purse in here without my glasses. I'm afraid to pour the tea. Kate, what is it? What's wrong?
Nothing, I'm just a little nervous today.
You're worried about Jack. He shouldn't have come down the stairs.
He knows he's not supposed to come down the stairs. I don't know why we have doctors. He doesn't listen to them anyway.
I shouldn't have invited over Mr. Murphy. That's the only reason he came down.
It's not just Mr. Murphy, it's Stanley, it's Eugene, it's everybody.
I'm sorry about Nora. Jack told me what she said when she left.
Will you get your purse, Blanche?
Did Nora say something to hurt you, Kate? I know she's been rather difficult these last few days.
Why is it always Nora? Why is it always your problems? Do you think you're the only one around here who has troubles? We all get our equal share.
I'm sorry. Forgive me, Kate. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're stronger than I am. I don't know. You survived Dave's death. I don't know if I can survive if anything ever happens to Jack.
He'll be all right, Kate. He's still young. He's strong.
When Dave died, I cried for his loss. I was so angry at God for taking the life of such a young man. Not until now do I realize what you must have went through. How did you get through it all, Blanche?
I had you. I had Jack. I had the children. Your children keep you going.
My children.
I wake up every morning for Laura.
Nora hurts you so much and you can still say that about her?
Why? Don't you think we hurt our parents? Don't you remember how Mama cried when Celia left home? Sure it hurts, but if you love someone, you forgive them.
Some things you forgive and some things you never forgive.
Is the ice cream here yet?
No, darling. Didn't you go with Eugene?
No, I was across the street in that creepy house. It's just as creepy as us.
In the Murphy's house? What were you doing over there?
She called me from the window, the old lady. I think it was his mother. She told me she had a letter for you. I had to go inside and get it.
What did she say?
She offered me a cookie, but it was all green. I said I wasn't hungry.
Dear Mrs. Bourne, I send regrets for my son Frank. I tried to reach you earlier, then realized he had no phone. Frank is in the hospital as a result of an automobile accident. He will be unable to keep his dinner engagement this evening. And although his injuries are not serious, the consequences are. As a devoted mother, I would end my letter here and forward my apologies. But Frank, despite all his shortcomings, has never lacked honesty and sincerity. He wanted me to tell you the truth. That while he was driving a friend's motor car, he was intoxicated and was the cause of the aforementioned accident. He wanted me to tell you because the truth would come out soon enough, and he has too much respect and fondness for you to have it heard from another source. I hope you do not think I am a doting mother when I say that my son Frank has a great many attributes, a great many. And as soon as we can get out of his difficulties here, we've decided to move to upstate New York, where there's a clinic that can help him, and where we have relatives with whom we can stay. Along with his regrets, Frank sends his regards for a warm, intelligent, caring, and most delightful neighbor across the way. Yours most respectfully, Mrs. Matthew Murphy.
What does it say?
He's not coming. He's in the hospital.
Sure was a sad letter, but it was well written. Maybe I should have been born in Ireland.
I warned you from the beginning about those people.
Stop saying those people. What do you mean, those people? She's a mother like you and me.
Oh yeah? And what is he? Tell me what he is.
He's someone in trouble. He's someone who needs help. For God's sakes, you don't even know the woman, Kate.
Why is he in the hospital?
He's in a car accident.
Does that mean you're not going out to dinner?
No. And who are we? Who are we? Are we something so special? We're all poor around here, Kate. The least we can do is be charitable.
Why? What have I got that I could afford to give away? Am I the one who got you all dressed up for nothing? Am I the one who got your hopes up so high? Am I the one they're gonna put in jail?
They're gonna put him in jail?
Don't talk to me about charity. Anybody but not me.
Never said you weren't charitable.
All I ever did was try to help you. All I ever did was try to help you.
I know that. No one's more caring for their family than you are. At least you can be sympathetic for somebody else in trouble.
Why? Who's watching over me? I've done enough in my life for people. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Say what's on your mind, Kate. What people?
You, Celia, Papa, when he was sick, everybody. Don't you ever say what people. How many beatings did I get from Mama because of things we did? How many dresses did I go without so that you can look like the pretty one we wear? I was the workhorse and you were the pretty one. Don't you ever talk to me that way again. Never.
This is all about Jack, isn't it? You're blaming me for what happened.
Why do you think that man is sick today? Why did a policeman have to carry him home at 2 o'clock in the morning? So that you and Laura can have her dancing lessons? So that Laura can see a doctor every 3 weeks. Go on, worry about your drunken friend across the street. But don't worry about the man that has to work to get sick just so you could have a roof over your head.
What is this? What's going on here?
Why didn't you ever tell me you felt this way?
I never had the time. I was too busy taking care of everybody.
Blanche, what's going on?
It took all that time? It took something like that letter for you to finally get your feelings out?
It didn't take the letter. All I needed was for you to ask me.
Lori, go upstairs this minute. This conversation is not for you.
Well, the ice cream is ready.
Eugene, put the ice cream in the icebox. I have to talk to your mother.
I never spoke to them. They lived in that house for 3 years and I never exchanged a word.
If you're gonna be up, I will sit in the chair.
If I could pack Lori and Nora out of the house tonight, I would do it. But I can't. I have no place to take them.
What are you talking about? Don't talk like that.
Stop it, Jack. Let her do what she wants.
If I can leave the girls with you for a few more weeks, I'd appreciate it. And then when I find a job, I'll come back and get them. I know a woman in Manhattan Beach. I can stay with her for a few days until I find my own place. I'll do anything anybody asks me, but I'll never be a burden to anyone again.
Stop this, Blanche. Stop this right now. What the hell is going on here? Two sisters are having a fight they should have had 25 years ago. Go on, Blanche. Get it out. Tell her what it's like to have to come out to a house that's not yours. To have to come home and depend on people to give you food. I know what it's like because I lived that way until I was 21. You want to scream at her, Kate? Go ahead. Scream at her. Tell her what it's like to be the older brother and not get all the affections and the hugs and to have to suddenly shoulder all the responsibilities. You want to yell at her? Go ahead. Yell at her. Blanche, you want to call her names? Tell her to go to hell for the first time in your life. And when you've got it out of your systems, give each other a hug and come to dinner. My lousy ice cream is melting.
I love you both very much. No matter what Kate says, I'll never stop loving you. But I have to get out. If I don't do now, I'll lose whatever self-respect I had left. With people like us, sometimes the only thing we really own is our dignity. When I grow old, I like to have as much as Mrs. Matthew Murphy across the street does.
What did, Kate? What the hell made you behave like this? It wasn't just Blanche, it was something else. What happened?
Tell the children we're eating in 5 minutes. We're eating in the kitchen tonight.
Why won't you tell me what happened?
It was the first time in my life I didn't get blamed for what just happened. I felt real sorry for everybody, but as long as I wasn't the one to blame, I didn't feel all that bad about things. That's when I realized I had a real selfish streak in me. I sure hope I go out of it. Hey, Stan, Aunt Blanche is leaving.
For where?
For Manhattan Beach. She and Margaret's got in a big fight. She's gonna come back for Nora and Lori when she can find a job.
What they fight about?
I don't know, I couldn't hear the whole thing. I think Mom sort of blamed Aunt Blanche for Pop having to work so hard.
Oh, God. Did Mom mention anything about me, about how I lost my salary?
Salary? You told her? Why did you tell her? I came up with 12 terrific lies for you.
How much money do you have?
I don't have any money.
The hell you don't. You keep it in that cigar box. Let me know how much you have.
I have $1.12 with my wife's savings.
Let me have it. I'll pay you back tomorrow.
What are you doing? Wait, why are you packing?
I'm leaving, Stan, or Eugene. I don't know where I'm going yet. I'll write you as soon as I get there.
You're leaving home?
Doesn't mean the whole family's breaking up. When I'm gone, you tell us Nancy have to my salary. Then she'll know what Mom is, right? Will you do that?
Right here, this button,
Yeah, I got it.
right there is to bring it forward and then bring it back. That's all you need.
This? This is another you just had. Hey, 200 yard dash. 3 years ago, remember?
From the police athletic league? I didn't know you still had that.
Yeah, you gave it to me. You can have it back if you want it.
It's not worth anything.
It is to me.
Sure, you can keep it.
Thanks. Hey, Stan, where will you go?
I don't know. I've been thinking about joining the army. Pop says we'll be in war in a couple of years, and by then I may be a sergeant or something.
Hey, maybe if the war lasts enough, you and I can get in the same outfit.
You don't join the army unless they come to you. Promise me you'll go to college.
I'll probably have to stay home and work if you leave.
I'll send my paycheck home every month. I hear a sergeant in the Army makes real good dough. Well, I better get going.
Why do you have to leave?
Don't start crying, they'll hear you.
They won't stay angry with you forever. I was angry with you and I got over it.
It doesn't mean the whole family's breaking up. You and Nora end up like one of those cheap girls.
Oh, I don't care about Nora. I'm not in love with her anymore.
Well, she's your cousin. You should care. Don't turn out to be like me, you read.
I don't see what's so bad about you.
Take care of yourself. By the way, you ever write a story about me?
It's going. It's been
I always like
an hour and a half. It's fading in and out.
I guess there comes a time in everybody's life when they realize their childhood has just ended. When Stanley closed the door, I knew that moment had come. I was scared, and I was lonely too. But most of all, I was angry at my parents. Angry at them for making Stanley so unhappy. And I was even angry at Stanley Little for leaving me to grow up all by myself.
Eugene, Lori, it's time for dinner.
And I hated it when Mom left out Stanley's name when she called people for dinner. I don't think parents know how cruel they can be sometimes. Anyway, during dinner, I wanted to tell them about Stanley, but I just couldn't get the words out. I even left the table without having my ice cream. If it was suffering I was after, I was beginning to learn all about it.
It's 10 o'clock. Where is that boy so late to?
Will you stop worrying about Stanley? You should have been in bed an hour ago.
Why won't you tell me what happened between you and that boy?
I'll tell you, Jack, I had a tough day.
I want him to go to temple with me this Saturday. They stop going for 2 or 3 weeks, they forget their religion entirely.
Then the house became quieter than I ever heard it. Aunt Blanche was in her room packing. Mom and Papa were in their bedroom. And it was so quiet that I had to talk to somebody else. I'd go crazy. I didn't have much of a choice. Hey, Lori, it's me, Eugene. Can I come in?
What do you want? I'm reading.
I just wanted to talk.
I didn't say yes, did I?
Well, it's too late. I'm already in. What are you reading?
The Citadel by A.J. Cohen.
I read it. It's terrific. So, I hear your mother's leaving in the morning.
We're going to as soon as she finds a job.
I can't believe it. I'm going to be the only one left in this house.
You mean you and Stanley?
No, Stanley's gone. He just left to go join the Army.
You mean he ran away?
No, only kids run away. When you're Stanley's age, you just leave.
You mean say goodbye?
No, and Mom and Pop don't even know about it. I have to go in their room and tell them.
I wonder if I'll have to go to a different school.
You'll have to make all new friends.
I don't care. I don't have any friends here anyway.
That's because you never leave the house. You never go out.
I can't because of my condition.
Well, you don't look sick to me. Do you feel sick?
No, but my mother tells me I am.
I don't trust parents anymore.
Why would she lie to me?
To keep me by her side. When they find out about Stanley, they're going to handcuff me to my bed.
I would never leave my mother. Even when I get older, even when I get married, I'll never leave my mother.
Yeah, Frank Murphy never left his mother, and look where it got him. Jail. You know, what about your pop? When your pop died, how did you feel?
I cried a lot because I saw my mother crying.
You know, I bet if he was here today, none of this would have ever happened. I would hate it if my father died. We'd probably have to move out of this house, too.
Well, then you and your mother could come live with us.
Well, if we all end up living together, what's the point in breaking up now?
I don't know. I have to finish reading.
You can't get too far talking to Lori. Sometimes I think the flutter in her heart is really in her brain. Anyway, it was just then that I went to go break the news to Mom and Pop about how their son Stanley went off to join the Army, probably to get killed in France defending his country. And when my mother heard this, you know what she said to me? She said, "Go to your room. He'll be home when it's cold out." It was just then that I suspected Stanley and I were adopted. I waited for them to go to sleep. Then I went out on the front steps, waited till it got cold. But Stanley never showed.
I wanted to talk to you.
Now? It's late.
I know it's late. We could have talked earlier if you'd come in before 12 o'clock.
How was your dinner?
I didn't go. Mr. Murphy had an accident.
I'm sorry. Is he all right?
He has his problems just like the rest of us. I was very hurt when you left tonight without saying goodbye.
I was late. Somebody was waiting for me.
So was I. You knew how important it was to me.
I'm not feeling very well.
You left purposely without seeing me. You've never done that before.
Could we talk about this in the morning?
I won't be here in the morning.
Then tomorrow night.
I'm moving out, Nora. I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
What are you talking about?
Your Aunt Kate and I had a fight tonight. We said some terrible things to each other. Things that have been bottled up since we were children. I'm going to live with a friend of mine in Manhattan Beach, and as soon as I get a job, I'm going to send for you and Lori.
Oh, I can't believe it. So it's okay for you to leave us, but it wasn't all right for me to leave you?
I wasn't concerned with you leaving me. It was your future I was worried about.
It was my future. Why couldn't I have something to say about it?
I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. I never had to make decisions in the family. Your father did. People have been carrying me for my entire life. My mother, my sisters, your father, even you and Lori. I've been a very dependent person all my life.
Maybe that's all I'm asking for. To be independent.
You earn your independence. You don't take it at the expense of others. Would that job have even been offered to you if somebody in this house hadn't paid for those dancing lessons and kept a roof over your head and clothes on your back? If anybody's going to pay back Uncle Jack, it'll be me. I don't know how, but I know one thing. I'll steal before I let my daughter show that man 1 ounce of ingratitude or disrespect.
So I have to give up the one chance I may never get again, is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for what you couldn't do with your own life.
What right do you have to judge me that way?
Judge you? I can't even talk to you. I don't even exist to you. I have tried my whole life to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had to give, you gave to Daddy. And when he died, whatever was left, you gave to...
What? Finish what you were going to say.
I have been jealous my whole life of Lori because she was lucky enough to have been born sick. I could never turn on a light in my room at night or read in bed because Lori needed her precious sleep. I could never have a friend over on the weekends because Lori was resting. I used to pray that I would get some terrible disease or get hit by a car, so I'd have one leg all twisted and crippled, and once, maybe just once, I could crawl in bed next to you on some cold, rainy night and talk to you and hold you until I fell asleep in your arms. Just once.
God, Nora, is that what you think of me?
Is it any worse than what you already think of me?
I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you or I haven't given you as much as I gave Lori. God knows I'm not perfect, because enough angry people in this house have told me so tonight. But I'm not going to be a doormat for all the frustrations and unhappiness that you or Aunt Kate or anyone else wants to lay at my feet. I did not create this universe. I don't decide who lives, who dies, who's rich or poor, or who feels loved and who feels deprived. If you feel cheated because Lori gets more than you, then I feel cheated because I had a husband who died at the age of 36. And if you keep on feeling that way, you're going to end up just like me, with something that's worse than unhappiness or loneliness, and that's self-pity. And believe me, there's no leg that's bent or twisted that's more crippling than a human being who thrives on his own misfortune. I am sorry that you feel unloved, and I'll do anything to change that. Except apologizing for it. I'm tired of apologizing. After a while, it becomes your life's work. It doesn't bring any money into the house. If it's taken your pain and Aunt Kate's anger for me to finally start living, then God will give me the strength to make it up to you. But I'm not going to go back to being the same frightened, helpless woman that I created. I've already buried someone I love, and now it's time for me to bury someone I hate.
I didn't ask you to hate yourself. I just asked you to love me.
Oh God, Nora, I do. How can I make that clear to you?
I don't know. Maybe it just does. I feel so terrible.
Why?
Because I think I hurt you, and I still want that job with Mr. Beckman. But I can't have it, can I?
How can I answer that without you feeling that I'm still depriving you?
I don't know. This is all you can.
I hope I can do that. Pray to God so.
Okay.
I heard voices. I didn't know who it was.
I'm sorry we woke you up. Nora, why don't you go upstairs? We'll finish this talk in the morning.
All right.
Is she all right?
Yes.
She's not angry anymore?
No, Kate, no one's angry anymore. It's late. Both use a good night's sleep.
Blanche, don't go. I feel barely enough for what I've said. Don't make me feel any worse.
Everything you said tonight was true, Kate. I wish to God you said it years ago.
What am I going to do without you? Who do I have to talk to all day? Even the Murphys across the street from me. Why do you have to go live with strangers in Manhattan?
We never had any troubles before tonight, Kate. It's the girls I'm thinking of now. And they want to get out as much as I do. Louise isn't a stranger. She's a good friend.
To me, good friends are strangers, but sisters are sisters.
I'm afraid of becoming too comfortable now. If I don't get out now, when will I ever do it?
The door is open. Go whenever you want. When you find a job, when you get the apartment. Apartments are expensive. I'll help you move. I'll even go to look with you for landlords. I'll help you bargain with them.
You do that for me?
They see a woman alone, they take advantage of you. I'll find out what they're asking for the Murphy place.
How independent can I get if I live across the street from you?
Far enough for you to close your door and close enough for me not to feel so lonely.
Kate, if I lived on the moon, I'd still feel close to you.
I'll go up and tell Jack. He wouldn't go to sleep unless I promise to bring him up some good news.
I suddenly feel so hungry.
Of course, you haven't eaten dinner. I'll make you some scrambled eggs.
I'll make it. I'm the independent woman.
With your eyes, you'll never get the eggs in the pan.
And so Aunt Blanche decided to stay while she looked for a job. Nora decided to go back to school in the morning, gave me a big smile, and her legs looked as creamy white as ever. Gloria was asked to take out the garbage, but she quickly got a flutter in her heart, so I had to do it. Things were back to normal.
Go back to Greenblatt's and get me some flour.
Fine. Mom wasn't saying anything because Stanley didn't come back that night, but I knew she was plenty worried. But then, suddenly, the next night, after dinner, he came home, out of the blue. I was never so happy to see anyone before in my entire life.
Hi, where's Mom and Pop?
Mom's in the kitchen cooking. Pop's upstairs with his prayer book. I think they figure if God didn't bring home Mom's potato can pancakes with. So, what happened? Did you join up?
Well, I passed the physical 1, 2, 3.
I knew you would.
They were giving me cigarettes, donuts, the whole sales pitch. I mean, they really wanted me.
I'll bet.
But then, just as I was about to sign my name, I put down my pen and said sorry. Maybe some other time and walked out.
How come?
I don't know. I just couldn't do it to Pop. Right now, he needs me more than the Army does.
Gee, I figured you'd be halfway to training camp by now. But it's good to see you back home, Stan.
Eugene, go to Greenblatt's and get me a pint of sweet cream and some more sugar.
Stanley's home.
Hello, Mom.
Get a 2-pound bag. I want to bake a chocolate cake.
A 2-pound bag from Greenblatt's? I'll need identification.
Are you staying for dinner?
I'm staying as long as you let me stay.
Why wouldn't I let you stay? This is your home. You better go talk to your father. He's been plenty worried about you. I believe you owe him some sort of explanation.
I was just about to do that. Hi, Pop. How you feeling? Listen, I'm sorry about not coming home last night. I just didn't know how to tell you about the money. I know it doesn't help to say I'll never do it again, because I won't. Never, I swear. Look, I got $3 here. Last night, I went over to Dominic's bowling alley and set pins till midnight. I can make another 6 on the weekend. I'm not afraid of hard work, and I'll get that money back. Hard work and principles. That's the code I'm going to live by for the rest of my life. So if you have anything to say to me, I'd be very glad to.
Did you read the paper tonight, Stanley?
No, Pop.
There's gonna be a war. A terrible war.
I know, Pop.
The biggest war this country has ever seen, and it frightens me. They're still not over the last one, and here they're starting another one.
We don't talk about it much at work because of Mr. Stroheim being German and all.
My brother Michael was killed in the last war. I've told you that.
You showed me his picture in uniform.
He was 19. The day he left, he didn't look any older than Eugene. He was killed the second week he was overseas.
I know.
My brother Michael would have been 45 years old this month. He was a handsome boy. Good dancer, good athlete, good everything. I idolized him like Eugene idolizes you.
No, he doesn't.
He does, believe me. I hear him outside talking to his friends. My brother this, my brother that. I'm glad you're so close. Brothers can talk to each other like fathers and sons never could. I never knew a thing about girls until he told me. Is it like that with you and Eugene?
Yeah, I tell him a few things.
That's good. I'm glad you're so close. I missed all that when Michael went away. I was afraid you'd go into the Army. I'm glad you didn't do anything foolish. I hear you and Eugene talking up in your room about the Army. That day will come soon enough, I'm afraid.
What was on my mind?
Don't you know, Stanley, that there's nothing so terrible that I couldn't forgive you? I know why you gambled, and I know how terrible you felt. It was foolish. You know that already. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's what you've got a mother and father to do.
You're not hard on me. You're always fair.
I try to be, Stanley. You're a good son. You don't even realize that. We have men, not women, who haven't spoken to their sons in maybe 6 years. Boys who've never given their fathers a single day's pleasure. Boys who have no respect for themselves or their fathers. Boys who haven't done a single ounce of work. Thank God I could never say that about you.
I gamble away $17. Can you tell me how terrific I am?
Hey, wait a minute. If you were there last night when your mother told me, I would have thrown you and your clothes out the window. Today I read the newspaper. Today, I'm afraid for all of us.
I understand.
Did you see him?
After dinner tonight, you apologize to your mother and you give her the $3.
I will.
And you apologize to your Aunt Blanche. She was plenty rude.
I will.
And you can thank your brother Eugene, too. He came into my room this afternoon and told me how badly you felt. He was almost in tears himself. The way he pleaded your case, I thought I had Clarence Darrow in the room.
Eugene's a terrific kid.
All right, go and wash up. After dinner, I'll tell you how to play some real poker.
Terrific.
Is Eugene back yet?
No, Mom.
You look tired. Did you get any sleep last night?
I got enough. I slept at a friend's house. Can I talk to you after dinner, Mom? It's something really important.
Where am I going? To a nightclub?
I'll wash up and I'll be right there.
You didn't join anything, did you?
No, Mom.
The family's grown enough as it is. You'll have time.
Yes,
It's all right. Everything's all right.
Didn't I say everything would work out? Didn't I say he'd be home?
I just broke the record run to Greenblatt's. Next year, I'm entering the grocery store Olympics. Get the meal, Pop.
Is that my sweet cream?
Yeah, right in here. Never scored a drop, the perfect run. Hey, Pop, where's Stanley?
He's cleaning up. Oh my God, I've got jury duty next week.
Who's Stanley? You back in the family?
Yeah, everything's great.
Terrific. Want to take a walk on the boardwalk tonight?
Can, I'm busy.
Doing what?
I got a poker game.
A poker game?
I swear I got a poker game.
Are you serious?
I swear.
You're crazy, Stanley. You're genuinely crazy. If you lose this time, I'm not sticking up for you again.
If you don't tell anybody, I'll give you a present.
What's my present?
You gonna tell anybody?
I promise. What's my present?
Okay. Close your eyes. Hold out your hands. Now look.
Oh my God! She's naked. You can see everything. Who is she?
She's French. That's what all the girls are in Paris.
I don't believe this. You mean some girl just sat there? She lay there and let some guy take a picture of her?
Lori, Nora, time for dinner.
Belongs to a guy who owes me $2, $2.50. I can keep it until he pays me back.
Yeah, keep it, keep it, keep it.
That's my appreciation for being a good brother.
Anytime you need a favor, Stanley. Anytime.
Don't leave that thing lying around. You don't want to be caught with those. Come on, it's dinner.
I'll be down in a minute.
Kate! Where's Kate?
Why are you always running?
It's a letter from London. My cousin Sholem got out. They got her to Poland. They're free, Kate.
Thank God.
His wife, his mother, all 4 children, they're selling for New York tomorrow. They'll be here in a week.
In a week?
Do they speak English?
I don't think so. A few words, maybe. They had to sell everything. They took only what they could carry.
Where will they stay?
Well, I have to discuss it with the family. Some with Uncle Paul, Uncle Leon.
With us. We can put some beds in the dining room. We can always eat in the kitchen. It's nicer in there anyway.
The little ones can sleep with Lori and Nora. You can sleep with me. Can't you, darling? Of course, Mama.
And don't worry about money, Pa. I'm going to hit Mr. Stroheim for the raise.
They got out. That's all that's important. They got out.
Eugene, we're all waiting for you.
I'll be down in a minute. I'm just writing something. October the 2nd, 6:45 p.m. A momentous moment in the life of I, Eugene Morris George Jerome. I have seen the golden palace of the Himalayas. Puberty is over, onwards and upwards.